Tonight, about to tell you guys a story, and I hope in many ways it like that my story can change your life. Um, you probably wondering why I am on my bed. I'm telling you this story. Why it's on my bed. And my bed is because it's the way I feel most comfortable. You know, it's the one place at night we can go to and we can be ourselves without everybody else being at our business, without everybody else judging me, or without everybody else seeing me different than who I really am. What I really am is a young man, a God creation that was born from a human being that came to this world the same way everybody else came in. But we live in a world today where everybody sees us different. We live in a society where white don't see black for who they are, and what black don't see white for who they are, and no matter what your ethnicity is, you are being judged different. You are being seen different. But me, as a low class immigrant coming from a small island called Haiti, I don't see different. I don't see color. The only difference I see is that we all are born unique and have our own unique story, and we see things and believe in different things. But at the end of the day, when it comes to being human, we are equally the same. I don't see difference. So that's why I refuse to let anyone tell me otherwise. That's why I refuse to be somebody else that I am not. At the end of the day, if I'm gonna die, I wanna go down with the truth. I'm telling you this because I do feel like as individuals today in the society that we live in, we are afraid to do the things that we're supposed to do. We are afraid to come out of being truly our true self because we are afraid what people think of us. We are afraid of challenge. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm one of those people. In many ways, sometimes I'm afraid to do certain things because I'm afraid what people are gonna say about me for being an immigrant or for being a kid with less education than most people. But then at the end of the day, I have a degree. I have 5 years of high school. Yeah, I didn't go to elementary school. I didn't go to middle school. I didn't go to kindergarten. It's because where I'm from, there's no such thing. Maybe it is, but it's just a different style of teaching, a different style of schooling. And for me, coming from the parents that are from where I'm from, it was not easy. Try to be a kid growing up from, like, as far as I know, from the age of 2, being separated from your parents and being bouncing back and forth to understand what it's like or to even have an education. So when we say America great again, that's one thing I can say. Yes, America is great again because America give me something that I will never have. I would never have if I were to live home in Haiti, which is education. And it's not just America, but the American people that live here, which who make America, is the people, the immigrant that left their own country, that this country built on their back, that make America America, that give me the chance to be the person that I am today. But truthfully, I'm telling you this story because I want you to understand who I am and why I believe or why I feel the way I feel about certain things, about life, about attitude, about people's attitude, people behave. This is just who I am. I was born on a small island called Haiti, where the people, they live on a dollar to nothing. Over here, everybody have a different way on what you make a day, on what you make a year. The people in Haiti doesn't have that. The people in Haiti doesn't have that. The people in Haiti live straightly by farming, and those who live by money, it's those who have the opportunity, who have the money to travel back and forth from the U.S., who bring goods and cans and supply and sell it to the people in Haiti. But even them, I don't think there's a straightly system of how they keep track on their money. But most of the people that I know, like my mom, my grandma, my aunt, my uncle, my cousin, my friends, they live on a dollar to nothing. They go every day. They work their butt off for another person, and hopefully by the end of the day they can bring home maybe $50, $100, $200. If you're lucky, it will be $200, depending on the trip or depending on what you do for that day. Or if you like my mom, you live straightly on farming. So if there's no winning for the season, that means she didn't grow a lot of supply. She didn't grow a lot of peanuts. She didn't grow a lot of beans. She didn't grow a lot of corn. There was not a lot of sweet potato grow. So that means food shortage is gonna be very short for the year. So she's gonna rely on the small amount that she make to last her for the year until it's time again to farm. So growing up in Haiti as a kid, my mom was pregnant with me when she was 16. And from the day my mom was pregnant, it was a struggle for her. From left to right. I went back to Haiti to talk to my mom to find out who I am, where I come from. Sitting there listening to my mom is a shame. It's destroying me just to listen to her. But I'm glad whatever happened to her, it didn't. Whatever happened to me, it did. Because I wouldn't be the man I am today if it wasn't for the struggle, for the difficulty that my mom went through. I learned from my mom, from my other family member. My dad tried to have my mom had an abortion when he found out she was pregnant with me, so I wouldn't be born. But thanks to the grace of God, my mom keep her strength, her courage, and everything, every woman that she carried me for 9 months. And today, I'm in the world because my mom chose to have me. When my mom left my grandma from my mom's side to go to my great-great-grandma, they kick her out. She sleep on the street. She begged people. She went through hell just so me, her son, can have a life. What kind of family treat another human being like that? As a kid, growing up in Haiti, I didn't have much. I bounced around so much. I was not able to go to school there. I was not able to have a life. But thanks to the grace of God, I sleep in boat. I sleep in people's porch. I sleep at cousin, aunt, uncle, godmother, grandmother, great-great-grandmother, anywhere where I was able to get a couple hours of sleep just so I can survive. You probably wonder, why were you as a kid struggling to find a place to sleep. Where were your dad? Where were your mom? Where were your family? My family was around. It wasn't that they were not able to help me. I had family that was capable of helping me. But that's the difference between America and Haiti. America, we have so many systems set up for kids, for adult, young adult, homeless, not so much the homeless. But in Haiti, we don't have that. If you're not living with your mom and dad, you become somebody else's slave. When I mean slave, that means you wake up. From the moment you wake up, you're working for them, you're cooking for them, you're sweeping for them, you're washing their clothes, you do everything that a typical day worker or house cleaning do or maid do, because you become their maid. And for most of the people, you're not their kids. They don't care about you. They don't put you to school. They don't care about that. That's why I was not able to go to school, and that I was working with my grandma on the farm since I was like 7 years old. I was working on the farm with my grandma in Haiti, my great grandma. But the reason that happened is because after I was born, my mom left. She left me with my dad, thinking it would have been the best thing for me, because at that time, I believe my dad, according to people, my other family, my dad had a successful business going on. He was a furniture builder. He was making bed, frame, like you name it. My dad was making it with my uncle. But if I tell you my dad was a good dad, then I'm lying to you. There's no reason for me to lie to you. My dad, to be honest, was the worst dad. But then at the end of the day, he's my dad. Until this day, he still do the same thing he used to do when I was a kid. My hometown Chancellor, where I was born. Till this day, when I walk to the street, I walk with my head down. Because the minute people find out that I was my dad's son, I got treated differently. They look at me differently. I remember as a kid, like 10, 11, 12, leaving the island of Ladoti to go visit my dad. Every time I go there, my dad was in jail. My dad was in prison. So many times I had to go visit my dad behind bar, because my dad just didn't respect other people's property. Or my dad, the man who would take people money to build them stuff and then build it on time, or take the money and never build the things, and the people lose patience and they will call the cops on him and he will be in prison. But again, he's my dad. He's my dad. Yeah, you're gonna be like, well, that's not your responsibility. You shouldn't worry. What your dad do shouldn't affect you. I don't know about you, but no matter what it is my dad do, he's still my dad. Because at the end of the day, if it wasn't for him and my mother get together and do the magic thing called sex, I wouldn't be here today. So that's why I respect him for that. Because today I am here because he decided to sleep with my mom. But yeah, so when my mom left to go to the island called Laloti, my mom left me with my dad, thinking it would have been the best thing for me. But it was not. It was not. It was not. But if I look at now, if I say it was the best thing, it was. It was. The reason I say it was because if my mom didn't left me with my dad, would never meet me today. I wouldn't be here to share this story with you. you wouldn't know who I am. But also, if it wasn't for the grace of God, I would not have been here today. But I am. So yeah, when my mom left me with my dad, he was in so many different places and so many times. Every night I was sleeping on somebody else's couch. As a 2-3 years old. Because yeah, when you're 2-3 years old, like you sleeping between your parents. You're sleeping next to your dad, next to your mom. But can you imagine? Can you imagine being 2 years old and you not sleeping neither near any of your parents? Can you imagine? So when I think of those things, sometimes I just want to just scream, yell, but at the end of the day, it's not gonna do anything. And I have come to the realization that I can use those to help me become stronger and stronger and stronger, instead of allow them to destroy my life, to allow the sadness, the depression, the anger to take me down. As I know that will never happen. So after bouncing around with so many different hands, so many different people, since my dad was in Iran, like, sometimes I think about those things. It make me laugh. And deep inside that laugh, there's a sadness. There's an anger. That eating me inside deeply. But I take that anger and turn it to joy, and turn it to laugh, to happiness, because life is too short. Life is too short to let what others does affect our life or who we are as an individual, what we can become, the change we can make, the lives we can change. So when those things come to mind, when they eat in me, they driving me crazy, I try to think of other things, or I do things that to wash them away, but they will never go away. So for many days, many months, many weeks, many years, I struggle living on my dad's side. One of my great grandma, I lived with her for about a year before she passed away. If she was here alive, to be honest, I probably would never come to America, because she had me under control. She took me in. She was taking care of me. Between 6 and 7, she was taking care of me. But then she got really sick. Take me to my dad. Take me to my dad to find myself once again alone, lonely, no friends, because I couldn't have any. If I did, every day my little behind would be on fire, either from the bell, from the branch from the tree, or from the cable, the TV, plug, the phone plug, whatever that was in reachable of my dad when he came home drunk and high from smoking cigarette or whatever other stuff he was smoking. Yeah, rest in peace, my mother. You will forever miss. Until one day my dad left me home alone with whom's supposed to be my babysitter. But he found out the long way. He found out the hard way. It was a lot more than a babysitter. The rest is history. The rest is history. No young woman or young man at the age of 7, 8 years old should be pushed to do things you didn't have to do, or be used for things you didn't know the meaning of it. All you know as 7, little boy, you were naked on a person three times the size of you, using you for their own pleasure. Yeah. That's how much I can tell you about that experience, about being sexually used by my babysitter at the age of 7 or 8. That's how much I can tell you. Until my dad caught her, I think that was the only time I feel like I had my dad on my side. Because I can remember being that age and my dad, seeing my dad's face and how angry he was and yelling at the girl, and everybody in the neighborhood coming yelling and going crazy. Yeah, I still remember that. And whenever my cousin sit me down and tell me that story, I just can't believe it. But 2 days later, my dad was back being my dad. Left me alone again by myself. But thank God, my mom, the love of my life. I love you, Mom, for everything. Struggle, the darkness, the light, the hardship, everything that you go through to give me the life that I have today. You are truly, truly an angel from God. Yes, you are. And then people say there is no angel. I don't know about you guys, but I have an angel in my life. And that is my mother. That is my mother. Yep. She's an angel. Oh, Mom. Yeah, one day, 2 days again, after being sexually assaulted, abused, my mom come and I was alone in the house. And she take me, once again, she take me to the island called Lauderdale in Haiti, thinking it would be best for me. She still was not able to take care of me. So she took me to another side of the family, thinking it would be best, which was again another great grandma. At least there I had a home. I had a place to sleep, to go to every night. Who I'm killing. I say to go to. It wasn't like I could leave, because I could never leave. I could never leave my yard to even go play with anybody or have any friends, because to them everybody was a bad influence to me, to to me. But yeah, um, my mom took me to my grandma's house in Ireland, which is where my farming experience began. My great grandma did not go to school. Her son did go to school. Her daughter did not go to school. Her other daughter did go to school. Her other son did go to school. But I was a young kid, so I didn't get to go to school. What happened was I became the farm boy. At the age of 8.5, 9 years old, I become a farming boy. Waking up at 7 in the morning, 6 in the morning to go to the farm with my grandma, to go dig out grass, plant peanut, corn, beans, peas, you name it, we did it. Or to go take care of the animals, the donkey, the cow, the goat, the sheep. Yeah, I'm a farm boy. I grew up in the countryside as well. Not like country like here in America, but yeah. I grew up around a lot of donkey, sheep, cow, chicken, you name it. So from the age of 8.5 to about 11 years old, I lived with my grandma. For that 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, I lived with my grandma. I can't remember a day I wasn't being beaten. I can't remember a day I wake up in the morning and go about my day just like every other children. I can't. Because as kids, we do stupid things. We misbehave. I mean, I don't know if peeing in bed is called misbehave, but yes. Yeah, as a kid I used to pee in bed. And every morning I wake up, I pee in bed. Knowing that the bell will be waiting for me. The tree branch would be waiting for me. For every day that I leave the yard, go play marble, do yo-yo, or climb mango tree, coconut tree with my friend. When I come back, the bell, the tree bench, the cable was waiting for me. So yeah, while I didn't go to slavery here in America, while Haiti has become the first island to become free of slavery in 1804, but as a kid born 1991, I was living my own slavery life. Getting beaten, sexually assaulted, not going to school, taking care of our family while I was being mistreated. I remember my uncle, I was getting beaten every day. Every day my uncle had a chance to beat me up, he was beating me up. That was the life I lived, people. That was the life I lived before I come to America. And I remember at the age of 13, when I started learning about the boat business, I started running away. Running away to go with other people in the boat. Before I came to America, I did at least 5 trips in the Bahamas between 2000 I had like 5 trips in the Bahamas. Once I got caught while I was living there. All the other trip I got caught before I even made it there. Got sent, went back home. Spent a couple of weeks in detention deportation center. Yeah, I live a long life. The life that I live, my 29 years of age. Half of the people older than me and younger than me have no idea what it's like. Yeah. Yeah. So, my whole life in Haiti, didn't know how to read or write, didn't go to school because nobody bothered to put me to school because everybody that I live with didn't go to school or either went to school and was not care about somebody else's child to put him in school. So yeah, I never went to school in Haiti. So throughout my whole life in Haiti, the number one things that was happening to me is getting beat. Second things is moving from place to place. Third things is hunger. I was not always finding food. I remember one time I was coming from my grandma to go to my uncle. I was so hungry, so hungry. While I was walking down the street, down the hill, I found a fresh mango skin. Somebody probably just walked by or, you know, and dropped the mango skin. It was so fresh, and I pick it up, and I eat it there like there was no tomorrow. It was so yummy. It was so tasty. I remember back in Haiti, one time, my aunt, who lived next to my great grandma, her husband, was very well, traveling back and forth to the Bahamas, to the US. So he always had food in the house for his family. One time I went to my aunt's house, I was so hungry. I take a plantain from like, she had like at least like, I don't even know how much plantain she had in the house. And I take one plantain, and unlucky me, while I was walking out with the plantain in my hand and eating it, my aunt come walking and asked me where I get the plantain, and I told her I took it from inside because I was hungry. I think that was the day that I learned touching things that doesn't belong to you is the worst idea of anything. My aunt beat me so bad for that plantain. For days, I was swollen. My body was swollen. My face. That's how badly she beat me up. For one plantain. Why, you go to Wegman, you can buy like 4 or 5 plantain with but less than $5, less than $3. Or I don't know how much plantain costs now. But if I can tell you the amount of beating I take for that one plantain, you won't believe it. I remember going to my uncle's house down by the lake before they actually even accept me. Kick me out at 3 o'clock at night, 3 a.m. Make me walk back to my grandma's house, which was like a 5-6 uphill climbing, and on the dock. It was one of the most scariest moments of my life. Not as scary as the time when I came to the US, but it was a very scary moment. If I can count the endless night that I sleep in a boat, I sleep in people's porch, I sleep on the people's table because I was running away from my uncle from getting beaten. You won't believe it, people. If you can go back do a movie in my life from the time that I was a kid to now, it would be like a 5 hour movie because you wouldn't be able to fit all the story, everything that I went through day by day, how it went. But I think I'm willing to share that with you because I think we all deserve the truth about ourselves. I'm telling this truth because I think somebody out there might need it to give them the strength, the courage they need to see themselves who they are, but also for me to empty my heart, to clear out my brain. It gave me confidence about who I am. It had me feel comfortable of everything that I have achieved, everything that I have accomplished. Yeah. But yeah. So that was life in Haiti, people. Haiti is my homeland. I will always love it. My family there, my angel, my mother, my sisters and brothers, they are still there. But the greatest of God, the mercy of God, took me out of there. It took me out of there in 2006 when I got on the boat, traveled for 7 days to come to the United States of America. On that trip, I literally, clearly almost lost my life. We got hit with a high wind hurricane between Cuba and the Bahamas. I literally thought that was the night of our life and everybody else that was on the boat. We all just literally that was the end of it. So yeah, I come near life. I come near death. That's why many of my friends, when I go to Florida, when I go to Haiti, I see people, they see me, they look at me, they can't believe it. The person that I am today, the person that I have become. I remember in 2012, I went to Florida, I saw this lady that used to live near my grandma's house. And she looked at me. In Haiti, they call me Timido. Timido is for Junior. My dad name is Mito, and they call me Timido as Timido for Junior. And the lady looked at me straight in my eye. She's like, Timido, is that you? I was like, yes, that is me. She's like, Timido, really, is that you? I was like, yeah, that's me. She's like, Timido, for everything, every beating, the stuff that you go through, kid, and you still survive, there is nothing in this world that can kill you. I couldn't believe it. Like, that woman put me in tears for hours, people, because that hurts, that hits so deeply inside my heart, because deeply inside I know she's right. I know she was telling the truth, because I went through a lot. And believe me, I'm not telling you my story for you to feel sorry, to feel guilty, or to treat me any different. Because I know, believe me, no matter what I go through, what I went through, everything that I went through, I know there's somebody out there that is going through worse. There's somebody out there right now, there's a kid out there right now that is dying hungry. There's somebody laying at the hospital bed right now who doesn't know if they're going to wake up tomorrow. All our loved ones that we lost in cancer and many other sickness, diseases, heart attack, the list goes on. I'm not telling you my story to take anything away from them. But I just think you should hear my story. I just think I should share my story with you. If you are feeling down right now, you are feeling lonely, you are feeling lost in a very confusion world, that where people don't respect one another, that the system set us up to make us set up to be different, set up us by class. In a world where there is so much segregation, there's so much separation, to let you know that you're not alone. I might not be there no more, but I used to be there. And I can feel almost everything that you are feeling. I might not 100% see it and feel exactly what you're feeling based on your situation, but I can feel you. I can hear you. So yeah, my trip here to the US, I almost died. But again, God always watching out for me. Always watching out for me. I made it out alive. I made it to the US in 2006. I made it to the US. Was cut by immigration. Spent 3 years in a place called Boyston in Florida. Reach out to family member. Nobody have ever come see me. Nobody bring me anything. Spent 3 months there. And I think that was the first time I fully learned the ABC. I tried to learn the ABC in the Bahamas, but it didn't work well. But I think it was for the first time I learned the ABC. But who I'm killing, I still don't know the whole ABC. But I did learn enough to teach me to learn how to spell my name. And to today to learn to have a college degree. When I came to the US after 3 months in Boyston, I was given the option to go to the foster system since I didn't have any family that showed up for me, that came to take me. So I was given the option to go to the foster system. So I asked about it and they told me. And I went. And at that time they couldn't find a home for me in Florida. And any place they found a home for me was in New York. My first foster parents was a pastor who was for the first time doing foster system for the first time. That's how you know when you're blessed. That's how you know when God is with you. When God have a path, when God have a goal for you, nobody can take it away from you. They were looking for home for me everywhere. They couldn't find home. And boom, out of nowhere, a pastor who had never done foster home before opened his home to me. Although it didn't turn out to be what the system was or what I wanted, but at least for the first couple of months outside of Boyston, I had a place until the agency realized they were not capable enough to be foster parents, and I had to be removed after my first month and a half in school in Webster Shooter. I had to be moved to a different foster home. Shooter High School. Shooter High School. Yeah, Shooter High School. September 2006. 2006. Or is it 2000? No, 2007. First time in the schoolyard. First time in the school property. First time with a school with a book on my hand. And I was only 16 years old. 16 years old. In the classroom. Book, pen, paper. But not knowing how to read. Not knowing how to write. And not even fully know the whole ABC. Do you see where I'm going with this? 16 years old. Book, pen, paper, classroom, school. Dream come true to go to school. But can't read, can't write. What a mess. But again, I did not let that keep me down. I did not let that keep me down. Coming in a new country without your family, without your friends, or your loved one, and try to make something out of yourself. It was not easy. It was not easy. I struggle. I struggle. I struggle. But I made it. I made it. I've been in America since 2006. Since 2006, I've been in America. I have taken advantage of opportunity this country gave me. The people, the government, and everything else. Especially my teachers. Today, huh, today, 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 huh, today, people, today, people, today, people. Today, people, today, 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 people. Today, people. Today, people. If I can find it. Where is it? John. Is that John? Matthew. Mark. Yeah, it's John. Today, people. Today, people. Today. 15. Today, people. Today. I'm just reading this verse because it's one of my favorite verse of the Bible. Beside this one on my arm, which is John 14:6. John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believe in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. And if you go to John 14, which is John 14. I was going backwards. John 14. That's John 14. John 5. John 13, 14, 6. John 14. For John 14, Jesus said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man come unto the Father but by me. People, if I tell you in 2006, when I come here, I couldn't do that. Today, I can. In fact, in 2013, 2003 to 2005, 2004, and even when I first come here, my last name was Reina, because when I live in the Bahamas, Augustine was too difficult for me to spell or to say it. So when I tried to do paperwork, I used my uncle's last name, which was Rena, which is 4-letter. R-E-N-A was easy. But I was not able to spell my own last name. So I couldn't use it. But today, I can read. I can write. I have a college degree. What more can I ask? What more can I ask for? Do you understand, people? So, get this. I was a kid born in Haiti in a very, very poor family that my dad tried to kill me. My trip to the US, I almost died. I didn't learn how to read and write until I was about 16 years old, 17 years old, or 18 years old, 19 years old, 20 years old, 29 years old. I'm still learning how to read. I'm still learning how to write. I live my own share of homeless. And I'm here today, people. I'm here today because of the grace of God and every person that God had put on my way and my path, and every door that God had opened for me along this way, the way to where I am today. Starting from the Bahamas, I had two good friends that I will never forget. And then when I come here, the teachers, I cannot tell you how grateful that I am for my teachers who had helped me when I show up at 6 a.m. in the school, and when I leave the school, when they leave the school, but also who was willing to meet with me in the weekend when they should be home with their family, but they were at the library with me, teaching me how to read and write, teaching me how to read. And for my teachers who record books into tape cassette so I can listen to it at home to help me with my homework. Those teachers out there, people, but we have a system that doesn't see them. I don't think America overall appreciate teachers enough for what all teachers do for kids like me and hundreds and thousands of other kids out there. But I thank you, my teachers. So in summary, people, I had a very rough life growing up. I lived my share of slavery. I lived my share of homeless. I lived my share of hunger. I live my share of sexual abuse. I live my share of beating. I live my share of uneducated. But I am still here. I am still standing. Because I never, never, never give up on myself. I'm always willing to go the extra mile. I was always willing to do whatever it takes, especially when I came here. I was hungry. I was driven to get an education. And today I can say that goal have been met. Spent 5 years in high school. Did 3 years at Nazareth. About 4 semester at MCC. And 4 semester at Arizona State University. To lead me to a high school diploma, a bachelor degree in criminology and criminal justice, and a minor in social welfare. I'm well success, people. I'm rich of gratitude. I'm rich of appreciation. I'm rich of confidence. I'm rich of hard work. I'm rich of determination to achieve anything and know that anything and anything is possible. But the only way to do that is to never, never, never let anyone, anybody, not even your parents, to tell you you're not worth it. You will never achieve what you set up your mind to be. And that you will never be anything. I don't have my dream job yet. I want to be a police officer or work somewhere in the criminal justice system. But my main goal is to be a law enforcement. Hopefully that I can use my influence to make a difference in young men and young women in the community. I'm currently working as an associate at Home Depot. But I do it, whatever I do it with joy. I go to work smiley. I come home smiley. I'm not always 100% smile. I'm not 100%. I'm not perfect, people. I make my own mistake. I make mistake too. I'm not perfect. There's thing I'm done I'm not proud of. And some of them is speeding and getting ticket. And yeah. But you gotta to believe in yourself, because there's always 1 or 2% out there that will take the trip with you, that will take the long road with you. But it's only if you're willing to try, only if you're willing to go the extra mile. You can't say you want change and you don't want to put the work. You can't say you want change. You can't say you want things to change, but then here you are trying to cut the shortcut, trying to find the easier way out. Just like everybody saying, yeah, America is a land of opportunity, is a land of dream. You're right. It is a land of opportunity. It is a land of greatness. It's the dreamland. But I swear to you, it will not be a dreamland. It will not be a land of opportunity if you're not willing to go out there and chase that dream. Chase that opportunity. Because the minute you go out there and start knocking on the door, the opportunity will come. The dream will come. The money will come. The family will come. The friend will come. But you got to go find it, because nobody's going to give it to you. But you're not going to go in the stand in the street and somebody's going to come and say, hey, here's $1 million. There's a Lamborghini. I mean, some of us are lucky due to our parents' heritage, who passed away, who left us fortunes. I applaud you for that. That's called luck. But There's about 90% of us out there that won't have that opportunity. For every dollar, for every penny, for every cent we earn, we're gonna have to work for it. So again, like I said before, I'm not telling you my story to feel pity for me, to treat me any different than anybody out there. I'm telling you my story because I think in the society that we live in the country that we live in, and with everything that is going on around this world, I think a little motivation to believe in yourself and have confidence is not gonna hurt. If you never have confidence in yourself, I'm telling you, it's time you start doing so. If you never believe in yourself, it's time you start doing so. If somebody ever tell you you can't make it, it's time for you to stand in front of them and look at them in their face and say, you're a goddamn liar, because I can make it. But also at the end of the day, you ain't gotta prove nothing to anybody else but yourself. You also gotta understand you cannot change anybody that does not want to be changed. That is my story. That is who I am. I'm an immigrant born in Haiti, living in America, who struggle daily and still doing though, living paycheck to paycheck to survive, because I believe in the American dream. I believe in my own dream. I have confidence, and I know there is a God out there that is watching out for me. I know someday, sooner or later, my opportunity will come if I keep chasing it. So I'm here to tell you, don't give up in yourself. There's somebody out there that wants to help you. There's a door out there that is waiting for you to go knock on it. And my last thing I'm leaving with you in this story is, do to others what you want to be done to you. Give it to get it. Like when someone say, give it to get it. Give the respect you want. You will get the respect you deserve. Treat others the way you would want to be treated. It never hurt to walk by somebody's, smile, wave at them. It cost me nothing. It costs you absolutely nothing to check on somebody, or to be there for a friend, or to stop being selfish to support a friend, a family member, better yet, a stranger. You can do that. I know you are very busy in your own life. The world are changing every day. You got your bills, you got so many other things to take care of. But always know, no matter what you're going through, there's somebody out there that is going through worse. So treat others the way they should be treated, the way you want to be treated. And again, like they say, give it to get it. And I thank you. I appreciate you. I am grateful for any of you for sitting down and listening to my story. And I hope you find this useful to you, or maybe you can share it to a friend you know that's going through some difficulty, and you think my story can lift them up. So thank you, and thank you.